Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Convertible Conversations. This week we've got a little mini series that we're looking at the whole concept of Jesus living his life as us, using our mind and our will and our body and our personality, but the Holy Spirit of Jesus in us literally empowering us to do what he wants us to do. And my sort of topic today is being there. Wherever you are, be there. I don't know if any of you who are watching or listening can relate to this, but I have a challenge of thinking about something somewhere else. I've got, a lot of things going on, different projects and stuff going on in my life, and they're all kind of going through my mind at the same time. And I can be in one place with one group of people and maybe having dinner and visiting and stuff like that, but my mind will tend to go somewhere else. And I'll be thinking about something else that needs to be done. I had a favorite teacher that I listened to one time that said he had the same problem. And he said all the time he was at work, he was wishing he was at the beach with his family. And then whenever he was at the beach with his family, he was wishing he was at work because he had stuff to do there. Some of you probably can't relate to this, but some of us are kind of wired up that way. So a good phrase is, wherever you are, be there. And I found out that if we don't do that, it's virtually impossible to ask Jesus to live his life as us. Because, for instance, if you're having lunch or having coffee with somebody and they're talking about what's going on in their life, and you want Jesus to live as you, but you're thinking about this project you got to do when you get home, it just doesn't work. It's not that Jesus isn't capable of doing that, but we just kind of if you will, don't put ourselves in a position for him to do it. So, what's the answer? Well, what I try to do, and I don't always do this, but what I try to do is when I'm with somebody, no matter who it is, I really concentrate on being with them. Now, of course, I ask Jesus to live his life as me and for him to listen to the other person because obviously he has insight and knows everything and he knows what's going on with him, and for him to respond as me. And when he does, I find myself thinking about things and saying things that there's no way I could have known what that was if it wasn't Jesus telling me. So I ask him to do that, and then I really force myself to concentrate and pay attention to the other person. I wish it wasn't like that. And again, some of you may be going, wow, what a selfish guy. That's just the way I'm wired. I find that my mind wanders and it goes to something else. So I force myself to think about the other person and to really pay attention to what they're saying and to look them in the eye and to listen and to think, okay, they're talking about this, and and I'm watching their face and watching their expression, and I'm asking Jesus to show me what's going on. And when I do that, I find that many times he will say, okay, Paul, here's what's going on there. They're worried about this, or they're concerned about that, or maybe they're doing this and they're kind of embarrassed to tell you about it or something like that. And when Jesus will say, ask them a question about something, and that's maybe totally unrelated to what they're talking about, and I'll say, hey, whoever I'm talking to, if this is way off base, just kind of forget I said it, but I'm just thinking I should ask you, is this going on or something like that? And sometimes they'll go, yeah, how do you know that? I haven't talked to anybody about that. And obviously, that's Jesus telling me. One thing I don't want to do, Jesus is a gentleman and he won't slap me around for this, but I don't want to say, oh, well, just I got good intuition or something like that. No, I'll always say something like, well, Jesus, I just listen to him and kind of let him tell me what's going on. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, if that's helpful at all. Maybe if the one thing that you heard today that you can relate to is wherever you are, be there. Maybe that'll be helpful to you. Hey, thanks a lot. See you next time. Contact me if you would. I love getting calls and emails and personal messages or whatever. Those of you who live close to Lawrence or Kansas City, I'd love to get with you sometime. Thanks a lot. See you tomorrow.